with Senator Chris Coons, a Democrat from Delaware. Senator, let me start from there. Look, I followed Senator Toomey for a long time. He is somebody that is not a fan of these tools in general, so in some cases it's not a surprise to see him be against this. Is this enough to blow up the deal?
Well, that's right, Chuck. Pat Toomey is an economic conservative and has long been a crusader for reining in the scope and reach of the federal government. But frankly, it is enormously frustrating to me that we are this close to being done. We're on the 1 yard line. We finally got all 4 leaders, the House and the Senate, both parties, saying we are nearly done, agreeing on the scope of the package and so many millions of Americans urgently needing this relief. I certainly hope that Senator Toomey will accept a smaller restriction on these programs. And I am concerned that if fully implemented, it would hamstring the Biden administration or any other future administration from using these Treasury Department tools for emergency lending.
Is there any room to, I mean, look, I get wanting to have an expiration date on these tools. But, you know, any reason why you can't negotiate an expiration date of 6 months from now or 9 months from now, or a reauthorization in 6 months?
Well, Chuck, you're getting a little window into why, with an enormous bill that covers lots of different areas, there's dozens of little points of disagreement that have arisen in recent days. Yes, we should be able to negotiate some resolution here that allows Pat Toomey to have made a successful point about restraining Treasury's powers, but doesn't prevent us from concluding this deal in time to get needed relief to millions of Americans. I'll remind you, the eviction moratorium is about to expire. Unemployment insurance has long run out. Millions of businesses are eagerly waiting to hear if there's going to be money to either keep them open or help them reopen. We are just beginning to distribute the vaccine, and we need more investment in that. And by the way, we are beginning to learn about how significant an attack we've just suffered from a cyber intrusion by the Russians. I think it's time for us to reach reasonable compromises, finish this package, and send it to the American people.
I take it that the one thing there is agreement on among all of you is that you have to do a deal.
Yes.
I have assumed that that would be enough to get this done. Is this possible that even though everybody wants a deal, that it really could not happen?
Chuck, I've been here 10 years, and I can't tell you how many years we get right up against a government shutdown, a fiscal cliff. It is really only the deadline of something like the holidays or urgent, widespread national needs that forces some of the members of this body to finally get over their personal concerns and compromise. It is a very difficult place in which to legislate these days. And looking forward to the next Congress and to next year, Chuck, I think we could set an example by finally resolving these issues today, passing this, and then moving forward to the next Congress.
All right, you brought up the cyber hack. I spent a good first half of this program, of this hour, on the hack. There's one specific piece I want to ask you about. In the new defense spending bill, there is a cyber command. There's a lot more money, and there's a big new position. But the president wants to veto this bill. What is the U.S. Senate's plan to override this veto between now and January 3rd if this veto does indeed happen? I know he hasn't done it yet, and he apparently may wait till December 23rd to do it. What does that mean for this defense bill, which, again, includes a huge expenditure when it comes to cybersecurity?
Well, Chuck, let's just reflect on this for a moment. President Trump, what is he doing today? Is he helping respond to the pandemic? Is he helping us pass a bipartisan relief bill? Is he helping us respond to this Russian attack? This modern-day cyber attack that has infiltrated virtually every major significant agency of our government? No, he's sending out tweets about an election that's been over more than a month, and he's preparing more pardons. The idea that he would veto a defense authorization bill that passed by broad bipartisan margins in both chambers and would provide $10 billion in new assistance for cybersecurity and create new authorities and a new position is just wildly irresponsible. To your question about how is the Senate preparing to override his veto, I am confident the Senate could override his veto. The challenge is the House. The House has to act first, and they have to override a veto. I believe it's by a 2/3 majority of those present and voting. And given the strength of the president in terms of his followership in the House, as indicated by the number of them, I think it was over 120, that joined a completely baseless complaint in the Supreme Court just last week, I'm concerned that they will struggle to override his veto. That means it may end up being the last thing that President Trump does, vetoing a national security bill in the middle of our unfolding awareness of a massive attack. And it'll be the first thing we'll have to do in January.
Senator Chris Coons, Democrat from Delaware. Let's hope you guys get to work before Christmas Eve. Anyway, appreciate you coming on and sharing your perspective with us.